Sometimes it is the most responsible decision you can make for your emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. There are people who spend years sacrificing their peace trying to keep everyone else comfortable. They tolerate emotional chaos, constant stress, unhealthy conversations, draining relationships, unrealistic expectations. And over time, the emotional weight begins affecting their joy, their clarity, their energy, and even their health. Many people were taught that setting boundaries is rude. That saying no means you are selfish. That protecting your energy means you are uncaring. But emotionally healthy people understand something important: peace is valuable. And constantly sacrificing your emotional well-being to satisfy everyone around you eventually leads to exhaustion. If you have been feeling emotionally drained, overwhelmed, or guilty for protecting your peace lately, this message is for you. There is a difference between being compassionate and being emotionally consumed. Compassion allows you to care for others. But emotional overexposure slowly drains your peace. Some people spend years constantly available to everyone. Available emotionally, mentally, physically. They answer every call, solve every problem, carry everyone's stress. And eventually, they become emotionally exhausted without fully understanding why. One reason many people struggle to protect their peace is because they fear disappointing others. They fear rejection, conflict, criticism. So instead of setting healthy limits, they continuously overextend themselves emotionally. And the result is often burnout. Peace disappears quietly. Your mind feels constantly overwhelmed. Your emotions remain tense. You begin carrying stress that was never yours to hold. And eventually, emotional exhaustion becomes your normal state. This is why boundaries matter deeply. Boundaries are not walls designed to isolate people. Healthy boundaries are emotional protections that preserve clarity, peace, and well-being. They help people understand what behavior is acceptable, what emotional weight is yours to carry, and when protecting your peace becomes necessary. Many emotionally drained people are not weak. They are simply overexposed to unhealthy emotional environments. Some environments constantly produce anxiety, criticism, drama, negativity, manipulation, emotional pressure. And prolonged exposure affects the soul deeply. This is why emotionally healthy people become intentional about what they allow into their inner world. Not every conversation deserves your emotional energy. Not every argument deserves your attention. Not every relationship deserves unlimited access to your peace. One of the most difficult lessons for compassionate people is learning that helping others should not require destroying yourself emotionally. You can love people and still establish limits. You can care deeply and still protect your peace. You can forgive and still choose healthy distance. Some viewers listening today feel guilty whenever they prioritize their emotional well-being. But guilt often appears when people are unaccustomed to boundaries. Especially if they spent years placing everyone else's needs above their own. At first, saying no may feel uncomfortable. Protecting your time may feel unfamiliar. Stepping away from emotional chaos may feel strange. But discomfort does not always mean you are wrong. Sometimes it means you are finally healing. One reason boundaries are so important is because emotionally exhausted people lose clarity over time. When stress becomes constant, people stop recognizing how unhealthy certain environments truly are. Chaos becomes normalized. And when chaos feels normal long enough, peace can begin feeling unfamiliar. That is dangerous emotionally. Because the soul was never designed to function continuously under emotional pressure without restoration. In Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23, Scripture says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Notice the language there. Guard your heart. Not harden your heart. Not isolate your heart. Guard it. Protecting your peace is biblical wisdom. Because what consistently enters your emotional world eventually affects your thoughts, emotions, and spiritual condition. This is why choosing peaceful environments matters. Who you spend time around matters. What conversations surround you matters. What constantly drains your emotional energy matters. Some people cannot heal because they remain continuously surrounded by environments that keep reopening emotional wounds. Healing sometimes requires distance from constant negativity. Distance from emotional manipulation. Distance from unnecessary drama. Distance from relationships built entirely on emotional draining. And yes, sometimes difficult boundaries upset people. Especially people who benefited from your lack of boundaries previously. But protecting your peace is not cruelty. It is stewardship. Emotionally healthy people understand they cannot pour endlessly from an empty place. And one of the clearest signs you need stronger boundaries is chronic emotional exhaustion. When every interaction leaves you drained, when anxiety follows certain environments constantly, when your peace disappears around specific people, your soul may be asking for protection. Not punishment. Not bitterness. Protection. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, Scripture reminds us there is a time for many things. And wisdom involves discerning what season requires distance, rest, healing, or renewed focus. Not every door must remain open forever. Some viewers today may be grieving relationships that changed after boundaries were established. And that pain is real. Because not everyone responds positively when access becomes limited. But healthy love respects emotional well-being. Healthy relationships do not demand the destruction of your peace as proof of loyalty. Sometimes people confuse constant self-sacrifice with love. But love without wisdom can become emotional depletion. You cannot continue carrying every burden indefinitely without consequences emotionally. This is why peace matters so deeply. Peace restores clarity. Peace restores emotional stability. Peace restores perspective. Some of the deepest healing begins when chaos finally becomes quiet enough for the soul to breathe again. That may mean spending more time in prayer. Spending more time reflecting. Reducing emotionally draining interactions. Learning to say no without over-explaining yourself constantly. You do not owe everyone unlimited emotional access to your life. And protecting your peace does not mean becoming cold or uncaring. It means understanding your emotional health matters too. There are people listening today who have spent years abandoning themselves emotionally to maintain relationships, avoid conflict, or satisfy expectations. But eventually the soul grows tired. And healing often begins when peace becomes a priority instead of an afterthought. Because peace is not weakness. Peace is strength under wisdom. If this message is speaking to your heart today, subscribe for weekly encouragement, emotional healing, spiritual wisdom, and reflective conversations for difficult seasons of life. And in the comments, answer this honestly: what is one boundary that helped protect your peace emotionally? Your words may help someone else begin healing too. If you have been feeling guilty for protecting your peace lately, remember this: you are not selfish for needing emotional rest. You are not wrong for establishing healthy limits. And you are not weak for choosing environments that protect your well-being instead of destroying it. Peace matters. Your emotional health matters. Your soul matters too. And sometimes healing begins the moment you stop apologizing for protecting what keeps your heart healthy. Subscribe for weekly emotional healing, faith-based encouragement, spiritual growth, and wisdom for navigating difficult seasons of life. And share this video with someone learning to choose peace over emotional exhaustion.